one more Q&A session. Answer this one, Tim, because I don't know what to do. Kirk always says when somebody says their dog is 2x Don Chalk, what do they mean?
What?
2x Don Chalk. Don Chalk is a famous dog.
Oh, Don Chalk. Okay.
Don Chalk
okay,
is a famous dog.
Yeah.
So that's a
2X
pedigree one.
means it's probably like a back-to-back breeding, or
Well, they say their Frenchie is 2x Don Chalk.
Yeah.
Maybe they
Two
mean that it's
times.
got Don Chalk twice in the pedigree. That could be. Don't necessarily like that, by the way. It depends on how far apart they are. You don't want, so you've got to be careful about inbreeding and line breeding, but maybe that's what they mean. I did a video here of doing an AI on a dog, and she says, how is it the dog is so calm? Well, the answer to that is introduce your dog to this AI situation slowly if it's the first time. Don't get in a rush about it. Pet the dog, maybe have somebody else there, especially somebody who knows the dog, on the ground petting the dog's head. Just reassure the dog, take your time. If the dog squeals or squirmishes or wiggles away when you're starting to do the AI, stop.
Well, because our females are in the house and they're handled with all the time.
Yes, right. So it's all about just not getting in a rush. Like, if you're going to do an AI on a dog, this is the difference, by the way, between you doing an AI and the vet doing an AI. When the vet does an AI, it's wham, bam, thank you, man. It's got 5 minutes to get it done. After the dog's not held up for very long. I don't like vets doing vaginal AIs when you can do it yourself. And part of this is that you can then do this in an atmosphere that the dog is familiar with surroundings the dog knows, by people who the dog loves. So that's the reason why that dog's so calm. I have had dogs come to me who occasionally go frickin' ballistic the moment you touch their back end. And I have never, ever been in a situation I couldn't get a dog bred successfully without hurting the dog. So how can you hurt the dog? You grab hold of a dog and the dog twists away from you, and you grab hold of its leg and you dislocate a leg, I guess you could do that. You're not going to hurt a dog by putting the AI rod in too far, because you just don't go in there with a hammer and start knocking the thing in there. But in those situations, it's just a question of taking your time. And sometimes I've said, hey, you need to hold this dog. I'll do the AI over your shoulder. You have the dog on your lap, because the dog's not crazy, doesn't know me, doesn't like this situation. So it's all about making this as calm as you can. Because if a dog starts wriggling around when you're doing an AI, the next thing you know is its stomach's contracted and it's blown some of the semen out. You don't want that. Carlos Fernandez, I already got your whelping system. Well, thank you, Carlos. He says, do I also need to have an incubator? Well, you should have our incubator, shouldn't you? Yeah, and
traveling incubator.
you should have our traveling incubator, absolutely. And Carlos, just because you've already bought our other one, if you want to do that, I'm going to give you free shipping on that incubator if you decide you want to buy it. So you just have to contact me for that. But the point here is, yes, go ahead.
Well, the other thing about this little incubator, when you get your heated whelping system, you can leave mama in there with those babies in a cage like they're supposed to be, and not be taken away in every 2 hours, and we've had people calling so many times about, oh, our puppies got aspirated and now they've got colds, pneumonia. It's because you take them off of mama for 2 hours and they haven't eaten for 2 hours, and mama's milk buildup is so full that when they start nursing, oh my gosh, the milk is just pouring, squirting out of
so
her.
the point here is you have a better chance. Not necessarily going to completely avoid pneumonia by using our system, but certainly you can help reduce the chances of pneumonia. And on this thing about the incubator, why do you need an incubator? Well, every time you go to from the vet, the puppies are in the incubator because they're kept warm and they're kept safe from other pathogens.
It's plugged into your car. You plug it in at the vet's office. You plug it in back into your car. Because the puppies are put right in there after they're born.
And here's the other thing about this. Regardless of going to and from the vet, which is a great reason to have an incubator for doing C-sections, I promise you, if you do this enough, and specifically if you have some large litters, you will absolutely be in a situation where you've got a small puppy that needs extra help. And the one way to get that puppy back on board and back with its brothers and sisters is to have an incubator and get it warmed up and separated from the other puppies while you can get its weight back up. So an incubator is something that if you're going to be serious about this, it's not very, I mean, our incubator is $300. if you're going to do much of this, you
Good.
absolutely
Table.
should have an incubator. I'll do that here in a
yeah.
second. No, just pop. It's pop. It's fine.
Do you see how crowded it is?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay, so all right, so I'm finishing up this video. Tammy's wanting to get us a space for. Can you park there?
I'm
All right.
going to.
All right. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Hey,
Bye.
thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.